On the island of ZoRo, there are a lot of different old places and older engines. But in the first Thomas and Friends Trackmaster / Tomy Series episode, you'll find one place that was not forgotten, but there was something mysterious about it. The Cliffside track was a track that you had to come through a special portal to get to this track to pick up passengers who got teleported here to see the side. This track is a certain track because you have junctions, you can go around. You have this small station where passengers come to wait. You have these two stations over here as well where passengers can look and see the Cliffside. But one thing is, the track is certain, which it's going downhill that way, and it's going downhill this way as well as there. And the curve is kind of hard to take at this point, especially if you're carrying a heavy load. And you don't want to rush with the load because you don't want to go too fast and risk derailing. And then you don't want to risk having to almost fall off the dangerous cliffside. But no one's ever had any troubles with the cliffside. The only engine who's had trouble is Gordon. And I can give a flashback to that story. It was a beautiful day on the island of ZoRo. It was like around 6-something in the afternoon. It would be dark, but it's still daylight savings time. And when time switched to normal on the island of ZoRo, it would be dark around this time. Down the old track siding that hasn't been fixed really was a train that rolled under there like almost over 5 years ago. It was a scrap train that came from the yards. It had a bunch of scrap that was old and rusted that had to be taken to the scrap yard, as well as it was a piece on the flatbed from a big monster truck that was broke down, that came off and broke, and the monster truck rolled over it. But it shaped some form somehow, and it didn't look that bad. The only problem is that if you had to come all the way up there, coming uphill all the way to the track, and then coming all the way up here was the problem, as well as I mentioned earlier with the curb. It's kind of hard to make it up to the station and not lean over somehow. But one day, Gordon was coming to get this train. Gordon was cross. He had to bring his own express coach with them to get the scrap. He was reversing down the track. He blew his whistle, very upset. Ugh. Don't want to pull a mixed traffic train. It's worse that this train is heavy, as well as the scrap. As Gordon shoved down the hill, he buffered up to the train. His fireman coupled him up. Sir Top and Hat was aboard the train to check something at the station, and it was time for Gordon to leave with the heavy train. "Come on, I have to go," he said. Train was heavy. He pulled and he pulled. Then all of a sudden, no! Come on, don't wheel slip. Come on, wheels, do as you are told. Come on! And then Gordon started moving. He found himself at the curb. Then, no. Lord, please, Jesus, please, Jesus. I won't complain about pulling freight cars anymore. I mean, for the freight train not to pull them out. Please, just let me. Oh, crap. This is not working. It's not working. Then, with one more try, he heaved. There we go. Good. Oh, I'm getting it. As Gordon got the train and the coach leaned over, because that's just how it did. Then it came back on the rails. Gordon made it to the top. Oh! The train came behind him, and he stopped at the station. Whoosh! Excuse me. Oh, now, let's see, shouldn't be too hard to make it down the curve. A few workmen got on board the train that were doing some inspections at the station. And one of them had to get on the caboose because the guard on the caboose had started to not feel so well, so he decided to take over. As the guard on the caboose just sat back in the chair inside the caboose, just sitting down. He took a Tylenol because he had a bad headache. He had a bad headache, and he just sat back and relaxed. Whereas the fifth person who was doing inspection with the 4 other people who were in the coaches with some type of hat, he was in the brake van. Well, it's technically a caboose, not a brake van, but whatever, because this looks more of a caboose, and Gordon was using a caboose, not an actual brake van. Soon, Gordon left. He was puffing down the hill when Gordon heard another whistle. No. Please. I don't want it to be my brother. Let that be Neville. Wait, but Neville's whistle like that is a little more low-pitched. No! It was the Flying Scotsman. Well, my... Just chill. Fine, what do you want? Oh, nothing, little brother. Why do you call me little brother? We're the same size. And I'm older than you. Yeah, but you're still little, and I'm faster. Oh, please. Just because you went 100 and something miles per hour doesn't mean nothing. Oh, yeah, tell that to Mallard. Well, he's faster than you. I already know that. Ow. So, what were you doing at the Cliffside? I was just getting these scrap cars, and the Fat Controller and some workmen were here doing inspection, but the Fat Controller had left and came back with me to get the workmen, and yeah. Can I get coal from there? I mean, I would tell you if the coal is bad, but I don't know. I think it's okay, because last time I used it is when it was like a year after I came to ZoRo. That was a long time ago. I've only came to the island of ZoRo. The first time I came here was 2016, because, you know, that was when the Great Railway Show happened. And I usually visit. Yeah, I know that. Usually I see you with BR red coaches. Well, coaches like this, except they're red and stuff. Yeah, but I just came here to see the Cliffside. Anyhow, I think you can take coal. Alright, thanks, Gordon. But you know you're gonna have to move out of the way, right? Yeah, I know. So, what do you think of the Cliffside? It looks good. It does? Well, I'll get coal. You still haven't moved out. I know. Scotsman moved on the other track. The points change as Gordon moved on to the other track. Scotsman soon, he was having troubles at first, but then he made it up to the cliffside. He was chuffing down to the coal hopper. And he stopped to get, first he turned around. Then he backed up under the coal hopper to get coal for his first tender. Yes, Scotsman got coal for his first tender from the coal hopper. He finished, but it wasn't long before he started barking. Oh, God. Gordon backed up some. Then Scotsman started shaking. Coal shot in the air. Invisible coal. Gordon shot forward as the coal landed on the tracks. Oh, Sorry, little brother. He was coughing so bad that he shook. Whoa, no! Then he came right off the rails. That must have been some bad cool. Why didn't you tell me? I told you I didn't know. You still could have informed me. I said I didn't know. I'll just get help. It was quick, but Scotsman was back on the rails. Gordon took the scrap to the scrapyard. He came back with the tow rope. He just left to take the tow rope back, and now he's back already. He's kind of fast. I heard that. Thank you. J.K. Load's probably just the plot of skipping you do all that stuff. Oh, you little... Well, at least this is taken care of. But then the coach was on the move down the other track. Gordon thought I know it's not going fast, so it should make it around the corner. But then, darn it, spoke too freaking soon. Coach derailed. But luckily, no one was on board. Soon ZoRo arrived. Oh, hey ZoRo, what's up? What's up? Why is that coach off the rails? Just because I don't feel like explaining it. Okay, I guess I'll get it. ZoRo puffed up. I hate to do this because it's a part of me and I really use it to help me when I run. But I'm gonna have to unhook from my little car / kind of considered a tender. So he did that. Hey! I stop looking! Stop looking! Haha, that's why you guys fell. Soon, he was unhooked from his special car, and he puffed up. He reversed to the train. Surprisingly, he was able to get it to turn around without falling. Soon, he was hooked up, and he started pulling. Come on. Can do it. Yes. Come on. Yes. I did it. He said, "There's your coach." After all that commotion, the engines were at the cliffside, looking out. ZoRo, Gordon, and his brother, the Flying Scotsman. And that's the story of the cliffside. As the cliffside is still here today, but it's usually for tourists. Tourist. Okay. Yeah, tourist. Old people. Tourist. Well, a lot of old people aren't tourists. Still tourist. This is not my voice, but yeah. Tourist. Okay, I fell over, but we're just gonna end it here. And the cliffside is just like for tourists. Okay, I'm done. Yep, I'm done. Yeesh, some engines just don't have any sense, even when they're playing. Ah, shut up! Credits. ZoRo, owned by They Crave Key Kings, XX Moonlight, aka me. Well, you guys know it's me. All audio belongs to Thomas and Friends. All characters made by Mattel. And that's the end of the credits. Goodbye! For all of you Thomas fans, as well as people who don't know, ZoRo, I'm just turning on my lamp so you can see better. ZoRo was an engine that my dad helped me. It's like almost 2 years ago. I painted this. I watched Toy Trains for You. He has this character named Tom Moss. This was just a prototype that I was gonna make, and I was gonna eventually like get those little bushes to make it look right. And this was used from a Trackmaster 2012 Thomas that came with the set that involved this station right here. And this Beck car belonged to a Trackmaster Talking Victor. It barely even moved, so it didn't even really work. So I just pulled the wires apart. Well, I just pulled it like this until the wires came apart. And then I just used that Victor as like with Blue Mountain Mysteries, like I would do like a remake of him when he fell into the sea. And I just took the lid off, painted it the same color as this green. But in future time, what I did was made this a different engine because I decided not to keep it as Tom Moss. I just named it ZoRo because yeah. And this is just the detail I did. It was a while back when I did the detail. I recently added the greens on the side right here. And as well back I made him number 14 on his special car and on him. He has this car because it's like a connection like with Tom Moss, and it's kind of like helps him run and stuff. And he really like has this car, even though it has crates on it. It's like helps him runs and stuff. It's like part of him. He was built, even though he's an E2 tank engine, he wasn't built at Brighton. So yeah, that's the background story of ZoRo. And I did this last week because it was just getting annoying. I took out the coupling that was here that came with it because I just decided to, instead of having the coupling between them, I just have these changed. I think you can get these from Lowe's, I'm pretty sure. Like, yeah, I think you get these from Lowe's in miniature size if you have a Lowe's where you live at. And yeah, so yeah, I gave him buffers and stuff, different color buffers, different color barrels on the back. And if you're wondering how I was able to get it apart, when this was painted and I was playing with this, I guess my dad must have lost the back screws here, but I guess he must have lost the front triangle screw here. So what I do is I just, hold up, I can't like really do it with holding the camera, so I have to put you guys down. So what I do is I just pull down on this black piece right here. Right here, I pull it down and I'm able to slide the chain on, and that's how I was able to take the chain off and on. I did that with the coupling, but I decided to make it more detailed with the chain, and plus it turns better with the chain and then the actual coupling the train came with. So yeah, so this is not dealing with the episode. This is just explaining who ZoRo is and just explaining what it is. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.